Hey everyone, I just wanted to kind of speak about what's going on in my mind right now. That I'm kind of tired. I took a nap and it feels like, I don't know if I'm the only one, but there's this really nagging, never ending fatigue that I get every single day. And it feels like nothing I do matters. It feels like every single day there's yet another assault on trans people, another justification for people to hate trans people, another, just like constant wave after wave after wave of people who just refuse to see trans people as beautiful people deserving of dignity. And I don't know what to do about that. How am I supposed to reach my goals? How am I supposed to succeed? When no matter what I do, it's always going to be just seen as, oh, it's just one of those trans people. It's just another one of those trans people. And it's so hard to get out of that. And it's multiple things at once. It's not just that. It's also just, I think everyone's exhausted. That people are just tired of, their government refusing to acknowledge basic human dignity in favor of, the wealthy class. And I hate that when I even start talking about this, I'm already mad at myself because it just sounds like, oh, here's yet another millennial who doesn't have a job complaining about the government. Hey, straight dog. And I don't know what to do about it. It's a constant fatigue. There's another element of it. There's another element to it of just like there's so much content out there that it feels like, what's even the point of me making videos? What's the point of me finishing a novel? What's the point of doing anything? It's just going to be forgotten in like 5 seconds because somebody's going to they're going to keep scrolling on their phone and they're going to find the next thing. And I know that I already know that it doesn't really matter because the only thing that truly matters is that you reach your audience. Because everybody is just a single person and you should focus on the deep work rather than trying to cast a wide net. I understand that. I do work out daily. I don't know what you're talking about, Waffle. I do squats every day. Like, do you know me? Do you know who you're talking to? Like, I'm a fucking badass. Are you serious? Something tells me you just say that to every channel you go to. It has nothing to do with me. That's just like your catch-all. No matter what the person is, you just say that. You sound anxious? I am anxious because I'm struggling with like legitimate struggles in this life. And I'm like on wait lists for housing, and I'm working really hard to try to make things work, and nothing I do really matters. It doesn't seem to make any difference. But at least I take care of my physical, that's the one thing that I do control. Is I can do exercise. I started rucking. I do squats every day. I do deep squats. I do something every single day. Like, that's the only thing I really control is my health. That's how I got my surgery to happen. I basically cured diabetes in order to make surgery happen. And I don't know, maybe that's also a lot of it too, is I'm just fatigued from like pushing myself so hard for so long. And maybe I'm just like, it's hard for me to slow down, and I have to slow down. Yeah, it is good advice. Hey, ma'am. You're from North Korea? I doubt that. If you're on the internet commenting on a YouTube stream, you're probably not in North Korea. I'm gonna... Come on. No, I even talked to my doctor today, and she was just like, it's a really big testament to how resilient you are that you're able to take care of all these things in spite of all the stress that you're under. Oh, and you're in Ukraine. And why'd you say you're from Pyongyang? I'm moving on. I keep moving the goalpost. And it's like, it's really hard to see the big picture. Especially when every single day you keep hearing about, the Supreme Court denying trans people health care, denying people their basic dignity, people talking about on Reddit all the time, on YouTube comment sections, oh, that's not a real woman, that's a man, like all this disgusting rhetoric talking about real people. And as a trans woman, I've, been able to get surgeries, which is like, I'm in like the top 5% of trans people. And yet, like, I know that things are good for me, and that I have a lot of support, and I have, like, I'm going to be getting housing eventually. At least I have people whose job it is to find housing for me because of autism related issues. And just, I've been dealing with long-term stress, long-term anxiety, and I'm still like showing up every day to take care of everything. Even though, yeah, today and lately I've just been feeling so goddamn tired. Like, I took a nap today. Yeah, I know, but like, I shouldn't have to fight so hard to prove my worth to people. And maybe, I don't know, maybe it's just normal. I mean, I try to look at the big picture. Like, it's just, I don't know, it's exhausting. Like, having to prove myself and fight for myself when it's already so hard to do that. And it's like, if it's not because I'm a woman, it's because I'm autistic. If it's not because I'm autistic, it's because I'm trans. And it's like, I don't like playing the victim Olympics. Because, I am pretty privileged. Like, I'm white. Like, there's people who have to deal with, like, racism. Like, for being black or brown or anything like that. And I don't have to deal with that. And it's like, it almost feels like I'm not allowed to be upset. Because, other people have it worse. And I don't know, I really wish people would just let me exist. And it's like, it makes me feel like it's impossible. Like, how am I possibly going to grow a career when I'm not even in a healthy living environment, and when I don't have any resources, when I don't know anybody who's going to open doors for me, and when I'm a trans woman that people don't generally want to involve, especially in like the modeling and acting industry, where it's like, oh, if we give that model work, we're going to get a whole bunch of hate on Twitter. You know, like there was a Dove commercial and people were like, you know, like with the whole thing with Dylan Mulvaney, like what the hell am I supposed to do when it's like I can't even succeed, because even if I do manage to get doors to open, even if I do manage to get a job in the industry, someone is going to have a problem with me, and people aren't going to want to hire me. So it's like, I know that this is all just like, you know, it's so easy to like make this stuff up in our head when it's like, it's not real. It's just like, you know, the what ifs, right? Like we always have these what if scenarios that are, you know, it's like in reality, there's a whole bunch of stuff that's like moving parts, and it's hard to know what everything will actually end up being. And so, like, I just don't know. Maybe things will be more than okay for me. Maybe just right now things are so slow and hopeless feeling that it's hard to see it right now. So I don't know. I have SSI, and I know you're new here, but like you're very, I'm going to give you a piece of advice, is you should stop assuming you know everything about a person. Because it's like, I have SSI, I have a disability, I'm autistic, I have like extreme challenges. Okay, so like I have been pursuing things as a content creator, as a writer, because those are things that I know how to do, and that I can show up and people aren't going to stop me from doing it. You know, and I already have promise as a model on adult platforms. So like I know that like that's generic advice, is to just go work out or just go get a part-time job. Stop it. It's exhausting. People, I know that it's not your fault, that you're just trying to be helpful, but I'm going to give you a little bit of advice that people who hear people like you say stuff like that, it's so exhausting. Because it's like I have to justify my existence to you, right? Like, just think about it from my point of view. Like, I'm already well aware of what my life is. I'm already well aware of what my limitations are. And I'm trying to explain something, and you come in and start commenting as if you know all the answers, when you don't. You don't know me at all. You're new to the channel. Yeah, I'm a trans woman. 8 off. I'm post-op. I've had facial surgery and I've had vaginoplasty. And I'm so privileged. Like, that's the thing, is like, I should be feeling better. But then like you know, I do feel a lot fucking better. But the rest of my life is still in shambles. And, you know, at least now I'm better equipped to handle it, where I wasn't equipped at all before. And so it's like, yeah, I'm doing better than I was before. But it still sucks, because it's like now I'm in the same boat that everybody else is. And now I kind of realized that, like, you know, I actually kind of had it good for a while, because I had a problem to focus on. Now I have the same problems that everybody else is focused on. And it's like, fuck. Like, having to be an adult, like, it's hard. And I have like a bunch of, I have a developmental disorder, and I need special help, and it's taking forever for them to get started. And I'm living in a toxic living situation. And so it's like I have all these things stacked against me. It's really hard to feel like life is even worth living. And I know that that's ridiculous, because I've worked so hard to get here, and I've gotten so far, Like, don't stop now. But I'm so tired. I don't know how people do it. Like, I don't know how people show up day after day after day. And it's just like, I can barely even function anymore. Like, I get excited about, like, my new writing projects. But then I haven't even picked up my laptop to do any writing for like 2 days. And I know I need to be kind to myself, that I just need to rest. And even just doing a YouTube, kind of, at least I'm talking. It's like, I don't have to always type or write. Sometimes writing is just talking. I'm journaling, even if I'm not typing. And that's fine. And I know that. But god damn it, I'm just so goddamn tired. And it's just like, I just feel like it's only gonna get harder. And like, I don't know how I'm going to succeed. Like, I have been trying to make things work. Like, I am just not very popular on social media. But I'm going to have to keep trying. Because I don't have a choice. I want to live. And I don't want to just give up, because I can't. I want to live. And I can only do what I'm capable of doing, and I know that I can do things. I've been a performer my entire life. I've been a writer my entire life. These are skills that I know I have. But I need the right resources, and it's hard to see it right now. I don't have the proper coaching. I don't have the proper mentorship. And I know things will eventually work out. I know that, like, I have like over 11,000 followers on, my campsite, on Chatterbait. And like, some of my videos on Pornhub are getting like 12,000 views. So it's like, yeah, I know that I have potential. And it'll open doors eventually. It'll open doors for me. And I just have to be patient. But it's so hard to see that all the time. Especially when things aren't really happening. But I know that, like, I just have to keep getting up every day and doing something. And I am doing way more than I think I am. I give myself, like, zero credit for everything I do. And some days are going to be like, I just take a nap. That's how life works. I wish I could work a regular job, but I just can't. At least not right now. I don't have the skills. If I did, I would already be doing it. That's why I'm waiting for these special resources to start. They're going to coach me and mentor me. But it's just taking a very long time to get started. And sometimes I'm starting to feel like it's never going to start. And that my life is already over. And that nobody is ever going to care about me. That I'm never going to have a career in anything. I'm never even going to be able to work a fast food job. But I know that that's just the depression talking. And I know that things are not that bad. But I have a lot of potential as a performer, as a writer. And it just hasn't really happened yet. And that's fine. That's just normal. But I'm going to keep trying, because I don't have a choice. Like right now, I do not have the proper environment to really be making any content. I've tried. And I'm sick and tired of feeling like I'm a failure when it's not even my fault. It's my environment. I'm living in a tiny little trailer with my dad. there is like nothing I can do to change this situation, and it's killing me. I have to wait on these resources to fix this. And I don't know how long that's going to take, and I don't know what to do. Except for just keep showing up. And, at the very least, do these YouTube live streams. Where I can, document my thought process and keep myself motivated and at least do something. Because I am, out of gas. I just wanted to succeed, and I don't know what I'm doing wrong. But things are going to work out eventually. I have to believe that. Because I'm going to keep showing up. And eventually there's going to be a critical mass where I accidentally get good enough. You just keep showing up, and then over time you just, dedicated effort towards something eventually will have a critical mass. And I wish I could do what Waffle suggests. I wish I could have a part-time job. But I'm on SSI for a reason. I'm permanently disabled. I have a developmental disorder, and I need to accept that. But that doesn't mean I'm a failure. It's not my fault. It just means that, I have to get a little bit of extra help. And that's okay. And when I know that when I get the right help, I flourish. Once people recognize my ability and I find the right mentorship, when I find the right coaching, things will start opening for me. I know that. But right now, I can barely even brush my hair. I can barely even do laundry. I'm barely taking care of myself, and I'm still doing a pretty damn good job of it. But it just doesn't feel like I am. But I know I am. My doctor said so. Everything is pretty much environmental. I'm doing everything internally that I can. But there reaches a point where it's just not my fault. And I'm sick and tired of this back and forth feeling I get where it's just you're just making excuses. You're just making excuses. No, I'm not. There's a reason why I have the connection to North Bay Regional Center. It's because I have a developmental disorder. I'm not making it up. And yet I keep blaming myself for things that are not in my control. I keep saying maybe I'm not trying hard enough. Why am I not doing more? It's so exhausting. And why would anybody want to hire me when I'm just always upset, always crying, always in a crisis, always depressed? Why would anybody want to work with me? And then it just digs me even deeper. Because it's like if nobody wants to work with someone like me, and then that makes me depressed, and that makes people less likely to work with me, how is that ever going to get fixed? I just don't know what to do anymore. And you know what? That's okay, because eventually things are going to work out. I'm going to be moving out of here. I'm going to have a new place to live in. And I'm going to be able to find a new equilibrium. I'm going to be able to, feel better. And I'm going to be able to start working with the life coaches and this life skill coaches, the ILS coach. And hopefully this one stays with me and doesn't leave. I know it's really common among autistic people where you just feel like you're too much. Where you feel like society will never accept you, and then you add the layer of being a transgender woman in a world that just does not want to accept you. And it's really hard to feel like there's any hope of making it at all. When I have so much to offer the world. If only people would give me a chance. But they don't. And I'm stuck. I don't want to be stuck anymore. I know that things will get better. They already are. I got texted back today from my case manager at the Housing Coalition that he filled out a form for me today. Everything is out of my control. It's so terrifying when you don't have any control over the outcome of your own life. Even though I keep trying anyway. And people don't care. But I've gotten through these past 6 years, of like when I started transitioning and I got all my surgeries. I got my A1C down from 7.2 to 6.7 in 4 weeks and then maintained it for several months until I got the surgery. Something that normally takes like several months to get down that much. Like A1C is like an average of 3 months, and I got it down 0.5 points, which normally takes 3 to 5 months. And I got it down in a single month. Like that, that's like a medical miracle. That I pushed that hard. I mean, I needed the surgery. There wasn't any question. And I don't know what I'm doing wrong. Like, I don't know why I can't get better at doing anything. And it's because I know what I'm doing wrong. It's that I don't have mentorship. I don't have coaching. And I've been trying to make do with only just what my resources available. But it's like I will never get any better without any assistance. I need training. I need professional, support. And it's just so exhausting waiting for that to happen. And I feel like there's nothing I can do. And every single day just keeps running into each other. It's like I'm repeating the same exact day over and over and over. Like, just, okay, get out of bed, okay, take care of your exercises, okay, take care of your breakfast and your diet, and, make sure to, not spend too much time on YouTube, and, make sure to, take time to read, to make sure to take time to journal, make sure to take time to just meditate. I'm doing all, the daily things. And I'm making progress towards my projects of like my writing goals of like making sure to write every day. And it's so hard for me to see progress. But I know it's happening. And it's so easy to get bogged down in, like the state of the world, especially as a trans woman, in a world that is like debating my right to exist. But I'm going to do it anyway, because I don't have a choice. I'm a pretty awesome person. I'm pretty resilient. I've overcome challenges that I thought I would never overcome. And I've changed in ways that people thought I would never change. And yet I still feel like a failure. I still feel like nothing I do will ever matter. And it's so easy to get wrapped up in that. Like, it's so easy to get wrapped up in like, oh, well, the politics is like this, and like the Republicans, they want to, like they're fascists, and it's like, it's so easy to get stuck in like blaming other people. And it makes it even that much harder when they can be blamed, because they are causing problems. They are stirring up, fear-mongering, using non-scientific reports, like going against scientific data, going against established medical practices that is backed by research and like actual lived experiences to push a hateful agenda. It's so easy to get mad, and I don't want to do that. I don't want to be just yet another angry trans person, further pushing that stereotype. And it's pushed on me. Like, I can't escape it. And I guess, like, okay, like, yeah, like, some white chick complaining about how she's being discriminated against for being trans. Meanwhile, black people have been discriminated against for centuries. I try not to do the victim Olympics, because it's so easy to like compare. But if you really think about it, like, trans people have had the short end of the stick for a very long time. So have black people, and so have all women, not just trans women. Like, so it's like, like there's been like huge gaps for many people for like centuries. So, it's like, it's just kind of like a rude awakening. It's kind of like reality shows itself. And the thing is it affected me even before I knew I was trans. So it's like, it was never any different for me. The only thing that's different is me. Like, I'm more aware of it. And that's a good problem to have, because when you're aware of a problem, it means that you can potentially solve it. When you're not aware of a problem, it means you're oblivious to it and you're going to keep making mistakes. So even though it sucks, even though it's painful, at least I'm aware of it. Like, I can see the problem now. And it's not even just about me. It's just, people just don't like things that they don't understand. And maybe I can be one of the people that helps people understand. And, maybe I can be one of those inspirational stories of like, she got all of her surgeries and then she kind of had a rough time. And then she like broke out into the industry and became a content creator, and was able to achieve success. And then someone in the future who's just like me is gonna be making a live stream just like this, complaining about themselves. And then that person will like eventually do what I do, and the cycle will continue. So I know that like I just have to keep getting back up. That like right now it seems impossible. Like right now things seem like absolutely impossible, but I can't give up. I have so much going for me, and now more than any time in my life, like I have achieved the surgeries that I thought never would happen. Like I'm getting help with like housing resources. Like I am more positioned to succeed now more than any time in my life previously. But I feel like I'm in the worst situation. Like, it's kind of interesting how that works out. That like when you're actually doing good, you feel like shit. It's kind of interesting how that works. Like, because I am like objectively doing well, other than my living situation, but everyone knows about that, and people are working on that. More so than the literal situation, because the situation, like, objectively, it could be a lot worse. Like, I have a roof over my head. I have safety, like, I'm, like, objectively okay. But, like, the thing that's bothering me the most is the advocacy fatigue. The feeling that no matter what I do, nothing will change my situation. That I can't seem to do anything right. That I can't seem to get better at making content. That I can't seem to grow my social media platforms. That I can't even show up anymore to make content. Like the one type of content that was actually succeeding, I barely have the energy to even show up at all anymore. And maybe that's just how things will have to be for now. Maybe that's just where I am right now. That I'm at a point where I just need to take a step back and rest. Because I am sick and tired of grinding my face against the wall, trying to make my life work, and then not seeing any results at all to move myself out of this trailer. It's beyond my control. And it's like, okay, like I can try to make some money, but it just doesn't really work that way. It feels like my life is going to be like this forever. And I know that that's not true, but like, it's just so hard to escape. When you're trying so hard to succeed, and you're 37 years old and you still can't move out on your own. And nothing you do matters. That you can't make any new friends. That you can't make new resources. You can't go back to school. That nothing I do even gets off the ground. And it's just getting harder. It's not getting easier. It's getting harder. But I have to hold on because this situation is temporary. I've been living here for the past 10 years, 11 years. But now I'm closer than I've ever been before to finally escaping. And once I'm in a better, healthier environment, I'm probably going to start doing a lot better. it's just so hard to feel it right now. It's like I'm going to look back, in hindsight and be like, damn, how did I even get out of bed? I'm doing a lot. Like, I got surgeries in this living situation. I've managed to pull all these resources together and say, I need out of here. Make this happen. And, like, I've advocated for myself, and that's hard to do. So, I know it feels like I'm a failure, but I'm not. I feel really just pathetic. I feel like a loser. I feel like nothing I do matters. I feel ugly. I feel like extremely, like, untalented. But I know that that's just the depression talking, and that's the situation talking. That as soon as I get into a better situation and I start opening doors for myself, that's all going to change. It's so easy to see everything from the viewpoint of where I am now. But I'm not always going to be in this situation. I'm going to get coaching. I'm going to get mentorship. I'm going to learn. I'm going to get better. And I'll be able to start getting professional photos done. And get like my makeup done and all that kind of stuff, and learn how to do makeup better, and like get the right kind of makeup, and like learn how to do it better, learn better lighting, make better videos, get a like professional modeling portfolio put together. But I'm just not equipped right now to do that. And I show up and do whatever I can anyway. Because I don't make excuses. Because that's who I am. Is I show up even when everything points to you need to give up. I'm not going to give up. That's not who I am. I'm this extremely strong, intelligent woman who, even when everything feels impossible, I still get up and say, what can I do better? And people notice that over time. And people are going to start opening doors for me over time. It's really hard to see it right now. Because right now I can't really do anything except just hang tight. And anyway, I'm just kind of rambling on in circles now, and I just kind of wanted to talk about this for a little bit because it's where I'm feeling today. Tomorrow's a new day, and it'll be different than today. And that doesn't make today a failure. It makes today's version of today a success. Tomorrow's version of today will also be a success. Because I got up out of bed and I did what needed to be done today. And sometimes you need to rest. It's hard for me because it feels like I'm not doing enough. It feels like I need to be doing more. That if I rest, if I take a nap, I'm a failure. And I know that's not true. You need to rest. You need to inhale and exhale. Otherwise, you're going to suffocate. And then you can't do anything. Anyway, enough of my scuffed ramblings. I'm going to be okay. I have a lot going for me, and I'm not ugly, even though I feel ugly right now, looking at myself in the mirror here. That's just the lighting and the angles. Like I can't seem to get it right. Like like my living situation is just not set up for this. I'm sorry, but I'm just not set up for content creation right now. No matter how hard I try, I cannot make higher quality content. I don't understand what I'm doing wrong, but I just can't. And that's okay, because I don't really need to make higher quality content. I need to just survive right now. And I need to keep practicing, showing up, doing whatever I can to like piece together my process. And journaling like this is journaling. Just because I'm talking instead of typing doesn't make it any less valuable. This is a journal. And that's okay. This is just as valuable, if not more valuable, than typing into my journal or writing in my notebook. But for some reason, my brain just doesn't understand that I've been talking about for 46 minutes about documenting my thoughts. That is valuable information for myself. In the future, I'll be able to look at this and I know I documented my thought process. And I can see, like, what, in hindsight later on, I can look, hey, at this time, what was my thought process and what could I have done better? And it's like, I can't know that right now because I'm in the middle of it. So I have to do, the only thing I can do is document it. And I'm doing way more than I realize. Like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, you managed to pull yourself up in this living situation to not only get HR, to start transitioning, to get your legal name and gender change, to start HRT, to getting orchiectomy, to getting facial surgery, to getting vaginoplasty. Are you fucking kidding me? That is an achievement. Like that, like you're in the top 1% of trans people, Rebecca. Like, why do you not feel accomplished? Like, you're able to get out of bed and exercise. You're able to talk to YouTube about some of your most intimate thoughts. That's a skill. That's a strength. Not everybody has that. Most people don't have that. Most people are afraid to even say what's on their mind because they're worried about what people are going to think. And these people, like, they're holding themselves back, and you're not doing that. You're trying to solve problems every day. Even problems that aren't even yours to solve. Do you get it? It's so easy to see yourself as a failure when you keep moving the goalpost. You're never going to match up to that. Like, you're objectively doing fucking amazing. Like, it's going to be so clear in hindsight. Like, you're going to look in the future, like, you're going to look back at this and you're going to be like, I was so fucking delusional. Like, why did I not see, like, how amazing I was? Like, I am, like, an actual, like, visionary, like world-changing person. The only thing that's not convincing me of that is my bank account. Because I don't have a high-paying job. Because because I'm not making a lot of money. Because I'm not successful as a model or as a content creator. But those things can change. Obviously, when you start out at these things, you're not going to be successful overnight. Like, obviously. Anyway, I'm going in circles. I just kind of wanted to document my thoughts right now, and sometimes it's a little cathartic to, like, let the emotions out. I'm genuinely doing okay, but it feels like I'm not. And I just feel like I'm so tired. And then I beat myself up for, quote unquote, not doing enough when I already am. And I just don't really know how things are going to turn out. But I have to keep showing up every day to my life and just pushing forward anyway. And not caring what other people think about me. And just, eventually I'm going to succeed, and then there's going to be people complaining about it. And there's going to be people like, oh, she's just, just some rich trans woman on social media, so distanced from reality. Like, eventually I'm going to be one of those people that people complain about. I'm going to be on the other side of this equation someday. And I just need to make sure never to forget where I came from. And I don't think that's going to happen, but like, I'm a beautiful human being. Like, I have, like, this drive to constantly be doing better and to give back to the world, because I feel like I'm a monster. And I feel like a failure. And I feel like I'm never going to make it in this world. But I have to keep trying because I don't want to die. But, tomorrow's a new day. And I'm going to go with my routine. Go to my appointment. And, do my daily exercises. And probably show up to do another live stream. So you'll catch me there. Bye-bye.